Okay, so it really feels like the world of AI is just moving at warp speed, doesn't it?
It really does. Trying to keep up is,
Well, it's a challenge.
yeah, feels like a full-time job sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive today.
hmm
We've got some really compelling info about a new initiative. It's from EON Reality.
Right. Their spatial AI course catalog.
Exactly. Think of this as maybe a shortcut for understanding a pretty big leap in how we can all learn and actually use AI practically.
Without needing to be a coder.
That's the key part. We've looked through their announcement, and our mission today is, well, pretty clear. Pull out the key insights, understand why this matters, especially if you want AI skills, but, you know, coding isn't your thing.
And what's really interesting here, what this catalog seems designed to tackle, is that growing gap.
Cap.
Yeah, between how fast AI tech is moving and the actual practical skills that, most professionals, educators really need now.
Right.
Because a lot of current AI education, as the info suggests, can be really theoretical, or it demands coding knowledge, right?
Exactly. Or it's just siloed, or maybe lacks that truly engaging hands-on experience that builds real competence.
Yeah, like trying to learn swimming by just reading about buoyancy. You get the theory, maybe, but you're definitely not ready to jump in the pool.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this gap, this disconnect between AI's potential and our ability to use it effectively,
Yeah.
that's a real bottleneck.
It definitely slows things down. Innovation, productivity. And if you're thinking about your career, it's a hurdle. You want the knowledge fast and thorough, but the usual paths can feel, well, overwhelming.
And that's where EON Reality's announcement comes in, this EON AI Academy for Income Course Catalog.
Okay.
They're pitching it as the world's first comprehensive unified catalog, big claim, but focused specifically on practical AI skills using XR.
XR, extended reality. So VR, AR, that whole immersive space.
Correct, for both business and education users.
Yeah.
And the bit that probably jumps out immediately, the potential game changer for many, is that no-code approach.
Okay, let's unpack that. No-code AI skills. It sounds appealing, especially if you're intimidated by the tech side. What does that actually mean in these courses?
Well, fundamentally, it means the focus isn't on teaching you Python or, how to build intricate AI models from scratch.
Right.
Instead, it's about making you really skilled at using the huge range of no-code AI tools that are already out there, tools that are multiplying all the time.
So becoming a savvy user.
Exactly. It involves things like mastering prompt engineering, which is really just learning how to give AI clear instructions to get what you want.
Okay.
Plus, critically evaluating the AI's output, understanding the ethical side of using AI practically, and figuring out how to slot these tools into your everyday work.
So more of an AI integrator or strategist than an AI builder.
You got it. It's about unlocking AI's power for way more people, whatever their technical background.
That makes sense. So this catalog, you said it's comprehensive. What sort of ground does it actually cover? What skills could you pick up?
The range seems pretty broad. It's not just random lessons. They're talking about strategic AI leadership, like how execs should think about AI.
High-level stuff.
Yeah, but also really practical things like using generative AI in marketing, or how startups can use AI for growth.
Okay.
And importantly, specific tracks for educators too. Things like using AI in teaching, building basic AI literacy for everyone, guiding AI adoption in schools.
So quite diverse. It sounds like they want it to be a central hub.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. A resource for lots of different needs.
And the delivery method is key, right? It's all through their EON-XR platform using spatial AI. What does that actually feel like for the learner?
Okay, so think of EON-XR as the immersive playground, the virtual or augmented space where you learn.
Right.
But the spatial AI bit adds another dimension. The AI understands where you are in that virtual space, how you're interacting with things, maybe even where you're looking.
So it's context aware.
Exactly. That spatial awareness allows for much more relevant and personalized learning. There's spatial AI powers things like intelligent avatars, virtual guides, or mentors.
Like a tutor in the simulation.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And adaptive learning the system adjusts the difficulty or focus based on how you're doing.
Okay, that sounds wasteful.
And maybe the most powerful part is this rapid content creation they call text to XR.
Text to XR.
Yeah, imagine taking, say, a standard operating procedure or a complex concept and almost instantly turning it into an interactive XR learning module. That's the kind of speed they're targeting.
Wow, okay. That sounds incredibly efficient for getting relevant learning out quickly. So it's not just watching 360 videos then. How do you actually develop the skills?
They use a pretty clear three-step model. Learn, train, perform.
Learn, train, perform. Okay.
The learn part is about getting the concepts down, but using these immersive XR tutorials and spatial case studies should be more engaging than just reading.
Makes sense. More memorable.
Then you train. This is where you actively build the skills. You interact with simulated AI tools right there in the XR environment.
Simulated, so you don't need the actual software right away.
Not necessarily, no. And they have adaptive role-playing too. Maybe you practice pitching an AI strategy to virtual bosses or coaching virtual teachers on using AI tools. You get immediate feedback.
Ah, I can see how that practice, that rehearsal would be way more effective, helps it stick, like practicing a speech in VR. What about perform?
Perform is where you apply everything. You tackle realistic challenges like building out an AI marketing campaign in XR, or maybe designing an AI-ready plan for a school.
Okay.
And the key thing is you create actual portfolio-ready deliverables. Tangible proof of your skills, not just a certificate saying you watched videos.
Portfolio ready, that's a strong outcome. And going back to the no-code thing, can you paint a picture? What would interacting with a no-code AI tool look like in XR?
Okay, imagine you're learning about, say, AI image generation.
Right, like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, but no code.
Exactly. So instead of code, you might be in a virtual studio.
Yeah.
You'd see visual representations of AI models or style options. You could use hand gestures or voice commands to type your prompt, futuristic city at sunset.
And you'd see it generate.
Yeah, you'd see the images appear right there in your virtual space. Then you could grab sliders, push virtual buttons to tweak parameters, and see the results change instantly. It makes the whole cause and effect much more direct, more visual, less abstract than code.
That does sound much more intuitive, less intimidating. And I think you mentioned something about career pathways. How does this link to jobs or income?
Yeah, that's clearly a big focus for them and important for you as a learner, obviously. The courses are designed to line up with real-world jobs.
Ah, so.
They link into something called the EON Career Compass, helps map skills to in-demand AI roles, and an entrepreneur guide for those thinking of starting something new with AI. So as you learn and get these verified credentials, you get a clearer picture of how these skills translate into actual career growth, or maybe even new business ideas. Connecting the learning to the outcome.
That direct link is crucial. And they claim you can get competent up to 4x faster than traditional methods. That's a bold claim. Why so much faster?
Well, several things probably feed into that. The immersion of XR itself tends to boost engagement and memory retention.
Right. That's been shown.
Then there's the learn, train, perform model. Immediate practice reinforces learning better than just theory. And that text to XR thing means course content can be super current, focused on the latest tools.
So immersion, practice, relevance.
Exactly. Combine that with a no-code focus, cutting out unnecessary complexity, and you can see how it could lead to a much faster path to practical skills.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the main advantages then for someone listening who wants practical AI skills without the coding headache.
Sure. I think the big ones are universal upskilling, it opens doors for more people. Accelerated competency, getting skilled faster. Bridging that gap between knowing about AI and knowing how to use it.
Fostering innovation too, presumably.
Yeah, innovation, entrepreneurship, better productivity because you can actually use the tools.
100%.
Plus, there's an emphasis on ethical AI deployment within the training.
And it's scalable, cost-effective.
Right, makes it feasible for individuals in big organizations.
It really does sound like a significant shift, kind of a direct response to the frustrations many people have with current AI training.
I think that's fair to say. If you contrast it, traditional AI training can feel fragmented, very technical, slow to get practical. This EON approach seems designed to be the opposite. Unified, practical, accessible, immersive, and fast.
We actually have a quote here from Dan Lajerskar, EON and Reality's chairman, that sums it up well.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "The fragmented nature of current AI education, often demanding coding skills, has created a barrier. Today, EON Reality breaks down that barrier. He emphasizes using spatial AI and XR for immediately applicable AI skills without the need for coding, powered by that learn, train, perform model and text to XR, enabling mastery up to 4 times faster and linking it directly to careers." It really hits that democratizing AI note.
Yeah, that quote nails it. Making practical AI genuinely accessible, cutting the time it takes using these immersive techs, that seems to be the core mission.
So bringing this all together from our deep dive, EON Reality's new Spatial AI course catalog looks like a really innovative way to tackle AI education. It's offering this comprehensive no-code path to get practical AI skills quickly through immersive XR.
Exactly. For you listening, this could be a much more efficient, maybe even more enjoyable way to get those really valuable AI skills, applying AI in your field without getting bogged down in coding first.
It definitely makes you think, doesn't it?
Right.
If practical AI skills become this accessible to so many more people, how could that change your career
Right.
or your industry or just, what you thought was possible? Something to chew on as AI keeps evolving.
For sure.
And if you are interested in learning more, you can find details on the EON AI Academy for Income Course Catalog and their EON-XR spoken blog online.